What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dean, aka the Blue Crusader, and welcome back to another Terraria video guide. So in this video I'm going to be showing you how to get gold hearts in Terraria and how to increase your health value all the way up to the max cap, which is 500, so you can get that special achievement in the game. The achievement in question that you'll receive from doing this process is the achievement called Topped Off, which is the attainment of the maximum health and mana possible in the game without using accessories or buffs, which is why you'll need to use the steps in this video to do that. So let's talk about how you can get gold hearts, aka life fruits, and where you can find them and why you should get them. So basically you get gold hearts by finding life fruits in the underground jungle biome. These are the small gold heart looking plants which you probably saw at the start of this video and what I'm searching for throughout this clip. At this point in the game I didn't have the full health, so it took a very long time to find them. When you mine and harvest them, they do drop life fruits, which are the gold hearts, when you use them. Each one of these hearts when used gives you 5 additional health, and they turn your red hearts on your heart meter, aka your health, to gold. This gives you the ability to reach a max life of 500, but before you do that you'll need to get 400 health first in the game, and the only way to do that is to find life crystals, which are the red crystals underground. Most of the time when people enter hard mode, people will already have 400 health anyway at this point. Remember, the gold hearts and life fruit are only available in the hard mode game. This is because they will only spawn underground when one of the mechanical bosses has been slain. These bosses are the twins, which are the double eyes, which are like the Eye of Cthulhu but the hard mode counterpart, Skeletron Prime, which is the mechanical version of Skeletron, and also the Destroyer, which is basically a buffed version of the Eater of Worlds for hard mode. So you'll need to slay one or more of these bosses to have the golden heart plants, aka the life fruit, to spawn underground. This is because their spawn rate will also increase with more mechanical bosses that you defeat, so if you defeat more than one and you defeat all 3 of them, the likelihood of you finding a life fruit underground is increased by a lot. This is also increased if you fight the mechanical bosses multiple times each. You also need to find a total of 20 of these life fruit to get the maximum 500 health. This is because they only give you 5 health each. Now what's interesting is the player created underground jungles can also spawn these too, as they continuously spawn throughout your save. So if you don't see a heart somewhere in the underground jungle and you come back later, there may have been one which has spawned there. If you create your own biome by messing with the blocks and spreading the underground jungle, then the life fruits can spawn there too. They can also be broken with not just a pickaxe but also tools and weapons too, so any damage applied to them will break them and drop them. They are really small and also pretty hard to see. I missed out on so many of these life fruit when I was just running throughout the jungle because they were just so hard to spot, because they're not big like the red hearts in the game. They're actually pretty tiny and they blend in with all the plants in the jungle. Maybe you might even see in the footage behind some that I didn't even see and that I missed. They will also show up over anything else though when you use the metal detector. So if you're using the metal detector for some reason and you're looking for ores for an example, then the life fruit will show up over ores. So it might interfere with the ore finding process or rare metal process, but in turn you will actually find some pretty useful life crystals, but upgraded ones. Although they're hard to see, you can also see them glimmering, so sometimes in the corner of your eye you might just see them out of luck. They are shown on the map as 2x2 squares of a lighter green colour than the rest of the biome, so if you happen to look at the map and hover your mouse over some of the different colours, you may also see them on your map too if you're very lucky. Now when you have the maximum health and you have 500 health, and when you have the achievement which I mentioned at the start of the video, you can actually use these later in the game to sell to NPCs when you have spare fruit, or if you find any that you don't need after you reach the health cap. The reason you might want to do this is they're actually worth quite a lot, and it can be a good way to make money if you sell them to the town people. Now fairies that you sometimes find underground in many of the different biomes, they usually lead you to rare things. For an example, they might lead you to a special chest or a chest room and lead you to some pretty awesome rare loot. Now these fairies don't just lead you to chests. If you find one and there's life fruit nearby, they will lead you to those as well. So make sure if you see a fairy to actually follow them and see if you get any luck with finding one of these. The best way for me personally to get the life fruits is to just slay all 3 mechanical bosses and spend a long time in the jungle underground. The only reason why I actually wanted to get 500 health on my Terraria save is just because I started fighting some of the more tougher bosses. I actually defeated Plantera without the full amount of hearts, but the boss which I found the toughest to defeat was the golem boss in the lizard temple. That was just completely impossible for me until I had the maximum amount of life. So if you reach a really hard boss, maybe Plantera is really tough for you or the golem boss is really hard to tackle, then I'd recommend getting 500 hearts before you do those. So that's a good incentive to get the maximum health. If you haven't got the maximum health at the early stages of hard mode, you're not alone because most of the time you just don't need it, but gathering these life fruit will make your time so much easier when fighting things. It's really night and day. So that's my guide on how to find life fruit and get golden hearts in Terraria. In the next video I'm going to be showing you how to fight Plantera, and then we'll do some videos on the lizard temple and the golem boss. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more Terraria and Minecraft videos on the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.